Can it be you have a diploma?
Yes.
I see. Esty lost me. Well, in that case, there must be a lot you don't know. Administration. I thought everyone here at the company was a college graduate.
Grover, who became my new boss, said this to me. From that day, he started to pile odd jobs on me. I'm Emery Leland, a 24-year-old employee. I graduated from high school and got a job at this company. In high school, I was quite a good student, so both my classmates and teachers assumed I would go to college. But when I was in my junior year of high school, Dad got sick and was hospitalized, leaving us with only Mom's part-time income. Instead of paying high tuition for college, I decided to get a job early and help my family, choosing employment over further education. Finding a job with just a diploma was tougher than I imagined. I attended numerous company interviews but couldn't secure a job offer, and my confidence dwindled. However, the president of my current company highly valued my responses during the interview and offered me a job. I was so happy that they valued me for who I am, not my education. My parents were also overjoyed when they heard I landed the job. 6 years since joining the company, I'd become accustomed to the work and took pride in it. A certain man transferred to my workplace. This person was named Grover, and he was 50 years old. Before joining our company, it seems he worked for an even larger corporation. The exact reasons for his transition to our company were unclear, but Grover, with his extensive experience and competence from a major corporation, was warmly welcomed. He was immediately appointed as a section chief upon joining. From the way he talked, he seemed to have a lot of confidence in himself. I became a subordinate, and about a month later, I was so stressed that I fell ill. Grover was very obedient to his own boss, but acted superior and disdainful towards his subordinates. Moreover, his words and actions were often contradictory.
If you have any concerns or feel stuck, come and talk to me, your section chief, anytime. On your section.
Grover often ordered us subordinates to do so. One day, I had something I thought I should discuss, so I approached Grover's desk. Mr. Grover, excuse me? I have something I'd like to discuss. Is now a good time? Grover responded without taking his eyes off his PC.
Why is it done painting?
I asked Grover a few questions regarding the preparation of documents.
Excuse me?
There are people like that, right? Those who think they should consult their boss about everything. If you don't take the initiative, my work gets held up, right?
Grover said this without even looking at me, then silently started typing on his PC. Fortunately, I returned to my desk. I decided to prepare the documents without further confirmation from Grover. Later, Grover called me over.
Miss Emery, come here for a second. Smashing.
Yes. What is it?
This document won't pass.
Grover said, tapping the document.
What?
You're missing essential data fields.
I wanted to confirm with you whether I should include that item. I was unsure and without permission. I didn't know if it was okay to publish this data.
That's why I tell you to consult me about even the minor things to avoid situations like this.
I came to consult, but you said...
No TS's. You know communication means?
Yes.
Communication is fundamental in work. Secretary, don't do things on your own. How many years have been working here?
6 years.
6 years? Time. That's longer than I thought. I assumed you were still a newbie. How old are you now? That's longer than I thought. I assumed you were still a newbie.
24 years old.
What? That worse. As you joined at 18? Does that mean you have a diploma?
Oh, yes.
Hi! I can't been just say. Oh, it's just a diploma. I can't think a lot you don't know. A diploma in these times. I just unsure bass. All in these times. I'll go back and redo the document immediately.
Yes.
I was extremely frustrated. Despite being told to consult about everything, when I did, I was annoyingly dismissed and then blamed for making decisions on my own. Since Grover became the boss, such unreasonable things happened daily. My stomach was upset. I lost my appetite, and even Mom was worried about me. Additionally, being mocked as incompetent because of my diploma was distressing. After Grover learned I had a diploma, he started assigning me menial tasks.
Miss Emery, Ederly, make some coffee. Aber would it be sorable to put this W and special...
Yes.
Also, this trash can is full. I took care of Dan and a bottle in earlier. I spilled coffee on the floor in the break room. Bye! I don't know where the mop is, so Emery, could you wipe it up?
I'd started being asked to do things I'd never done before by him. Then, I was called by Grover to a separate room, bucked to a small conference room where I was seated across from him. And I was...
Actually, the day after tomorrow, we have an interview for a new recruit.
Yes.
That's for the final interview. Yay!
Oh, yes.
I should have put it. Based on the resume, they're already decided for hire, so it's just a formality. A quick final interview. A dark decision in.
Grover's usually arrogant tone seemed hesitant that day.
I have an urgent matter during the interview time. I was supposed to conduct it, but now I can't. How could you? Relax, expressives. As Emery, take my place.
No.
Hey, the artist! With my...
But why me? If you can't, maybe another executive or the human resources manager could.
That would be problematic.
Why is that?
Oh, it's not exactly a problem, but... No! Emery, you're still 24, right? Oh, Banditam! I thought it might be good to have the interview from a young employee's perspective. I even suggested it to the human resources manager. They understood and have approval from the president.
But still...
Being as someone young like you can bring a fresh perspective, right?
Grover was saying things he normally wouldn't, almost like flattery. I refused several times, but for some unclear reasons about everyone else being busy. I was almost forced to agree.
Interactions understood?
The audacious here, correct? Now, right? About the interview result. I'd like you to definitely say, Nyekiatu, doesn't it? Punch.
What do you mean?
As I mentioned earlier, I've already decided on the hire from the resume. All that's needed is a tippy from another employee, and that's what I chose you as the interviewer.
So regardless of the interview, I should decide on hiring.
Basindosfreshnen and kransigjesten people after the interview. Just tell Aaron. There's no problem. I think we should hire them. I, as the section chief, am already inclined to hire them.
I was completely baffled. Why was Grover telling me this? And was it okay to decide on hiring someone based on such a casual interview?
I'm counting on yous.
Grover patted my shoulder lightly, leaving me confused, and left the room.
Before leaving, he emphasized, remember? Don't talk about this with anyone.
I was more bewildered than ever, and 2 days later the interview time arrived. Grover was not at the company due to some errands. I was reading the resume of the person coming for the interview. They had graduated from a private university and seemed not to have worked for a year. No qualifications either. The resume, written in sloppy handwriting, seemed very carelessly done. Where was the excellence that Grover had mentioned? I couldn't see it from the resume. Then, a young man in a suit entered the conference room for the interview. Ah, here? Yes, please come in. The man silently took a seat, his hair disheveled and his tie not properly fastened. You're Mr. Gregory Grover, could... Oh, yes. Let's start the interview. Please begin with a brief self-introduction.
Self-introduction? It's all in the resume.
I was stunned. Such a disrespectful attitude. Then, could you tell me your reason for applying?
Reason for applying? Yes. Hey, I don't know.
From his attitude and choice of words since entering the room, I couldn't understand why such a person was suddenly in a final interview for immediate hiring. Then what would you say are your strengths?
Strengths? What do you mean? Well, I guess not getting scared easily.
Indeed. Then, if you were to join our company, what would you like to try?
Hard to say, but if I have to choose, maybe futsal?
Futsal.
There's a futsal court near this company, so I want to go there after work. That's my dream. Also, I like casinos. I'd probably go to both with the same frequency.
I was at a loss for words. It was my first time being on the interviewing side, but was it just coincidence that today's candidate was like this, or is this attitude normal nowadays? No, that can't be. I couldn't imagine attending an interview with such an arrogant attitude. Then, this concludes the interview. However, just one thing.
Yes.
As a professional, I think your attitude could be improved. For an interview, it's better to be more polite. Then he said, "Like it over, right? So bye." After saying this, the man named Gregory Grover quickly left the room. I was taken aback by his incredibly arrogant responses. Was it really okay to give an immediate job offer after such an interview? Could I really report to HR that there were no issues, and he should be hired as instructed by Grover? If I let someone with such problematic behavior join the company, wouldn't it be my responsibility too? Moreover, the person interviewed, Gregory Grover, was requested by Grover. Was their shared last name just a coincidence, or were they related? They both did seem to have a similar arrogant demeanor. Pondering these thoughts, I went home from the office that day. That night, I received a WhatsApp message from my high school friend Celia. Celia has a college-aged sister who happened to find a post on social media and told Celia about it. The company name mentioned on social media, isn't that where Emery works? It caught my attention. Celia sent me the post. Seeing this, I was surprised. Our company's name was specifically mentioned in various contexts, to have evidence in case the post got deleted. I took a screenshot of the screen. The next day, I went to hear it at the company and reported something to the human resources manager. They hurriedly took me to a separate room. I explained the situation in detail. Afterward, I went with the human resources manager to the president's office. I had never been in the president's office since I joined the company, so I was very nervous. The president, who had interviewed me when I was still a high school student and later hired me, remembered me well. I talked with the human resources manager and the president for a while. Then, I left the president's office and headed towards Grover's desk. "Mr. Grover?" "Fine." Grover responded indifferently without taking his eyes off his C. As usual, "Do you have a moment? Can't you see I'm busy right now?" Grover coldly replied without shifting his gaze from the CC. "The president and human resources manager are asking for you. Please come to the president's office immediately." "What?" Grover looked at me, startled, and stood up noisily from his chair. "Why? What? What's going on?" "I've been instructed to bring Mr. Grover immediately. Please come now." As I said this, Grover visibly panicked. He was always strong towards his subordinates but weak in front of those higher in position. Grover, sweating at the temples and visibly tense, went to the president's office. I followed him. "Excuse me, Grover here. Does he come in?" "Yes, I'll in, Grover." I also entered the president's office. "Grover, there's something I want you to see." As the president said this, the human resources manager operated a PC. Then a social media screen was projected in the president's office, prominently displaying our company's name and a photo of the headquarters building. There was a series of postings. Grover stared at the posting, eyes wide as if he'd forgotten to blink. As the human resources manager scrolled through the screen, more postings appeared. The person in the photo on the account was Gregory Grover, the same person I had interviewed recently. Despite his frivolous expression, it was definitely him. Grover stood speechless, utterly shocked. The president pointed to the photo on the SNS account and asked, "Who is this?"
This is my son," Grover said in a strained voice. "Ein Streo was..."
The president pointed to the photo on the SNS account and asked, "Whose is this?"
"What's this? This is my son," Grover said in a strained voice.
We had absolute trust in Grover due to his previous tenure at a larger company. But when he said he had found an excellent young candidate for us to hire, we believed him and gave our consent, with the president's approval as well. But we never expected it to be his own son. And you instructed us, Mary, to report to HRG that any interviewee was suitable for hiring, regardless of the interview content.
Grover, his face red, looked down.
If you wanted to get your son into the company, why didn't you let him go through a regular interview process?
My son has never passed even a part-time job interview. While his peers were getting job offers, he was the only one not getting hired. Despite graduating from university, he remained unemployed and just wandered aimlessly. I desperately wanted to secure him a job. My wife also pressured me. It was embarrassing for our family and relatives that he wasn't working.
So she urged me to use my position to get him a nepotism hire. I thought he would surely fail a regular interview here, so I did this.
As a result, your son has made such posts, tarnishing our company's reputation.
I am truly sorry.
Also, your son looked down on Miss Emery, calling her a diplomas in derogatory manner.
Grover glanced at me furtively.
Wait now, my wife is also a diplomas. She fell ill in high school, studied hard while hospitalized, but her prolonged illness meant she couldn't go to college. That doesn't make her incompetent, but she's been a great support at home, and I owe my ability to be a president to her.
The president shared this with us. I felt somewhat relieved that he was defending me.
Though regarding your son's interview, the decision is obviously a rejection. From now on, even if an employee personally recommends someone, our company will ensure fairness by deciding on hiring only after written tests and several interviews.
Danny, clap, Miss Braswig. I thought your son would have been hired, even if he took our company's exams several times. Times.
After being addressed by the president, Grover hung his head. Sometime after this incident, the postings made by Gregory disappeared along with his account, possibly on Grover's instruction. Grover himself became cornered within the company. It turned out that before joining our company, Grover had been involved in harassing subordinates at the large corporation where he previously worked. It was revealed that Grover had mentally pressured his subordinates, leading to several employees to seek treatment in psychosomatic medicine, take leaves of absence, or even resign. You and our company, unaware of these circumstances, had welcomed Grover, thinking it was a great catch to get someone from a major corporation. Shows this thing Grover lost trust within the company due to his attempt to secretly hire Gregory and the revelation of his past harassment at his previous company. As a result, he ended up leaving our company, taking responsibility for these issues. It turns out that Celia's sister, my friend, was Gregory's junior in university, and she was able to provide some current insights into the Grover family. Grover seems unable to stand up to his wife and Gregory. He's strictly scolded by his wife, and Gregory shows no respect for his father, leading to a chaotic home life. Gregory, who bragged about his nepotism hire on social media, became alienated by his college friends and lost touch with many of them. Now he has given up his hobby of playing futsal and spends his days gambling with his parents' money. As for me, I felt mentally liberated after Grover left, and my health improved. No one looks down on me for being a diploma or assigns me manual tasks anymore. I work confidently now. The person who replaced Grover as my superior listens to me without dismissing my concerns, allowing me to work with a sense of security. Going forward as I mentor new juniors, I'm determined to avoid doing to others what I disliked being done to me. I want to create an environment where everyone can work vibrantly and happily,